Hi, I'm Kathy Marshik, the Morrison County Veterans Service Officer, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the different benefits that we offer and who is eligible to come see our office. We're located at the Morrison County Government Center, and anyone who has completed active duty, whether it's initial entry training, deployment, or if you came back to Minnesota from active duty, you are eligible to come see us. You and both your families should understand what types of things you have earned and what you're entitled to. Come see us soon and pay attention to this great video. Let us get started. Mayday, Mayday, let us help you. At the Morrison County Veterans Service Office, we have myself, Kathy Marshik. We have Luann Jarvis, who is my assistant, and our administrative support specialist, Jim Sigler. We would love to help all of you. And if you bring in your DD-214, I'm going to mention that many times during this presentation. That's going to be your most important thing. But if you ever feel lost out at sea, we're the ones who can give you some help. And a little bit about our statistics of the Morrison County Veterans Office. So right now we serve about 4,229 individuals, but I know there's a lot more individuals in our society who have not checked in with our office. Every year we gain about 150 to 200 veterans that we serve. Most of our people are from the Vietnam era. We do have about 10% of our individuals who are females. And we think, why do we have more people from the Vietnam era? Probably because of the presumptives of Agent Orange. There's a lot of individuals who are suffering from some of those things now still today. How many people do we see in a month? We almost see 1,000 people. Now that's via email, phone calls, and in-person visits with individuals. That can be family members currently serving and veterans. Who we serve is quite a complexity. If you look at this, look at all these different branches. So each branch of service has an active duty component. We have Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and also the Merchant Marines. The Air Force and the Army have a National Guard, and also every component has a reserve entity. So there's a lot of different types of people that we work with. And the beyond the yellow ribbon, those are our families. We also support our families of military personnel and veterans. Often people wonder, what kind of services do we actually offer? So we have compensation for service-connected injuries or illnesses. If something happened to you in service and you're still suffering today, we'll cover that a little bit more about what compensation is. There's pension, which is a financial-based program for wartime veterans and widows. We have burial benefits. Often people don't realize how much we work with burial and funerals and those types of benefits. We connect people to the VA healthcare system. So in order to enroll, you come see our office and we refer you to the right entity of the healthcare system. We do mental health referrals, crisis assistance. So if you're having a lot of issues out there, we're the place to connect you. We have financial assistance, housing. We also help people find jobs and help with them with veterans preference letters. Education benefits, there's GI Bill, there's tuition assistance. Each branch of service has a different set of education benefits. We have transportation, equipment, there's so many things. A little bit about VA compensation. So there's three components when we're looking at VA compensation for service-connected injuries or illnesses. You have to have had an injury or an illness that occurred while you were in service. If you can see those little guys carrying one of their friends there, something happened. There was an accident. Maybe this individual hurt their back. They fell off of something, and then now today they've got a bulged disc or they've got some kind of current diagnosis for their back condition that occurred during service. Then we go to that link between the two. We have to have had treatment that's occurring now, something that happened in service, and bring that link together. We have to link them. If you hurt your back while you were out bike riding and you weren't on active duty, we can't link that to service. So we need to think about those things, and we have to have supporting evidence. That's called doctor slips, and we got to have documentation from the military as well that something happened. Now let's talk about the different components of VA compensation. So direct service, something directly happened in service. Maybe it was that back injury we just talked about. Or what about if you joined the service and you had a slight knee issue, and then while you were marching across uneven terrain, your knee was aggravated? That could be an aggravated claim. Presumptives are conditions that were caused by some type of service, maybe to an environmental hazard such as Agent Orange. That would be a great example of what a presumptive is. Items like diabetes or certain types of cancer were caused by presumptives, and you can service connect those. Secondary conditions could be something, again, we talk about diabetes, you maybe are service connected for that, and now you have neuropathy in your hands and feet. That would be a secondary condition of something that's already service connected. VA negligence is if the VA somehow mistreated you. Maybe they operated on the wrong part of your body or further injured you in some way, and now they have to fix you. Temporary 100, that could be if for some reason you're unable to work. Maybe you had surgery on your hip because you're service connected for your hip. The 100% would be you would have that for a certain amount of time. Each condition is different, but you might be eligible for that one. Unemployability is also if for some reason your service-connected conditions are so bad that you are unable to work, you could receive a temporary 100 for that. Survivor pension, if you die of a disease that you are service-connected for, such as, say, for example, your heart. On your death certificate, it says something about a heart condition, your spouse may be eligible for benefits. It's always good to have them come and see us just in case. ALS is a condition or other catastrophic conditions that may be an automatic increase or automatically 100% because of the severity of those conditions. Again, there's things about appeals. You need evidence to support your claims, and anytime you have a change, if you've got a service connection, we want to know about those address changes. Direct deposit changes need to be reported immediately. And anytime you have changes in dependent status, those things need to be reported to us as well. And again, that DD-214 is very important. Definitely get those into our office. VA pension. Not everybody's eligible for it, but that's actually a good thing. It is a tax-free monetary benefit payable to low-income veterans. Your income has to be considerably low, around $14,000 annually. So not a lot of people are eligible, but if you are in that situation, this is a great tax-free benefit for you. Also, if you are unable to leave your house or if you need aid and attendance, such as being in a nursing home, you may be eligible for this benefit as well. And widows are also eligible. So if the veteran was qualified for VA pension, they served a certain amount of time during a wartime period, as you can see there, if they were eligible, that makes the widow eligible. So it's a great program for people that need financial assistance. Here's the most important reason that everybody should bring in that DD-214 and that NGB-22 if you're a Guard member. It's because if something happens to you, the worst time that you want your family to have to be looking for your discharge paperwork is when you've passed away. They're already stressed and dealing with a lot. We have to have proof of service in order to, at the very minimal, get you a flag for your burial. Some people are eligible for burial benefits for individuals who may be using the VA or are service-connected. There's also pre-registration for federal and state cemeteries. We can get people grave markers free of cost. Survivor pension applications, if someone is eligible for benefits, we help those family members with that benefit. Also, free of charge presidential certificates. We can get each veteran and their family as many as they need. And also, once a year, we have, the first year that a veteran passes away, the following year they will get a Bronze Star grave marker that the family comes and picks up and are able to take out to the grave. So a lot of people don't know about these benefits, but this is something that we work with. Again, bring in those DD-214s. The VA healthcare system offers a wide array of programs, as you can see below. There's a VA healthcare system in St. Cloud. Our next nearest one is in Brainerd, Alexandria, Minneapolis. There's one out in Fargo, up in Duluth. They're all over the place, but the one that we primarily use is a St. Cloud VA. We are the individuals that will help you enroll into that system and do the referrals for healthcare, mental health. If you need adaptive equipment, a lot of things run through your primary care provider at the VA. So once you see them, you can tell them if you need adaptive equipment or you need something special for your car or you need a special program. Sometimes maybe you need to be referred to mental health or PTSD support groups, prosthetics, all those different things. They can assist you in getting referred over. If you're not sure what to do, you always give our office a call and we can help you. There's also something new. There's fertility programs and adoptions that I want to point out. Those are great programs for people who are not able to have children and need some help. That certainly saves a lot of money for people who are eligible for VA healthcare. And again, bring in those DD-214s and NGB-22s because that's what you need to start the process for VA healthcare enrollment. Transportation and adaptive equipment. Transportation is definitely in need, particularly for people who are living longer today, but not able necessarily to get themselves to where they need to go. In our busy society, a lot of times children aren't able to take their parents to different doctor's appointments, and we offer a DAV transportation program to VA healthcare appointments. So if you're someone who's needing a ride, you just give our office a call and we can help you. Also, we have adaptive equipment available to us. The DAV of Minnesota has different locations throughout the state of Minnesota, and many other county veteran service officers also have equipment stored at their facilities. Walkers, wheelchairs, a wide array of different equipment is available free of charge. All we ask is that if once you don't need it anymore, if you donate it back, that would be very helpful. The Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs is separate from the federal program for VA benefits. There's a few different programs that I'm going to talk a little bit about. We have the Special Needs Grant. It's a once-in-a-lifetime financial crisis benefit that is available to eligible veterans who have enough active duty time. This program is out there because if you're in a situation where you may have housing issues, medical bills, or something that's survivability issues, and all of a sudden you just can't pay for those, we may be able to help you. This isn't for everyone, but if you're in that situation, this might be the program for you. There are optical and dental programs for people that are very low income. This can be very helpful for not only the veteran, but if there is a widow, they are also eligible for this program. There's housing programs, and for the homeless individuals, we do have employment programs that can help them be successful and alleviate the things that bring us to this homeless issue. There's women programs specialized just for women and a lot of fun activities. Education benefits. There is a Minnesota GI Bill and other programs that are available that are separate from the federal programs for each branch of service. Employment is another great area of assistance for our veterans in our communities. Often when you are finished with active duty, it's difficult to find a job. You get back into college, or you don't know how to write resumes correctly, or you're not sure how to get that veterans preference letter so that you can be ahead of the game in competition with other people that are applying for jobs. Our employment services are definitely helpful for those individuals. Then we've got the state and federal cemeteries. The state cemetery is located in Little Falls. There's also one in Duluth, Preston, and one under construction in Leech Lake. We help with pre-registrations for those programs. We've got the state veterans homes. They are located in Fergus Falls, Hastings, Laverne, Minneapolis, and Silver Bay. There is often a 2-year wait for those, so if you're thinking about those in the near future, you may want to get on the waiting list today. Then, if you are 100% permanent and totally disabled through the VA, you are eligible for a free DNR fishing and a hunting license. We can help you with those programs as well. And if you are currently receiving 70% service compensation or higher, you may be eligible for the Minnesota State Property Tax Exclusion. The Minnesota Assistance Council for Veterans is a wonderful tool that we have available and resource that can help people with housing, employment issues, legal assistance, and referrals to help them with budgeting if you have issues not necessarily knowing how to budget your money and avoid financial crisis. They also have a lot of different events for people who are homeless or are struggling financially. This is a great program and tool that is out in our society. One of the things that people don't always know about is just the legal assistance. Sometimes you may be in some type of legal bind and not sure what to do. That legal assistance through the Minnesota Assistance Council can be very useful. One of the most important support mechanisms for all of our veterans and our currently serving service members is families. And without them being strong and ready to support our veterans, the veteran may not be successful. So we have family assistance programs available to not only spouses, but they're also for parents and children. Lutheran's Social Service Behavioral Health Program is free of charge to veterans and their families. Often the veteran has a lot of programs through the military and the VA that they can utilize, but what about that spouse who maybe is really stressed out at home or just needs a little bit of support as well? You can call Stacy and you can see her number on here. It's a great program. All you need to provide is a DD-214 showing either initial entry service or active duty for deployment, or if you were recently serving on active duty. Check out that program and let other families know that there are a lot of different support mechanisms for our families. Here's a few more benefits that our veterans currently serving and families may be entitled to. VA home loans. If you finished up your first initial 6 years of National Guard or your 4 years of active duty, you become eligible for the VA home loan. There's life insurance programs, and if you can't find your military records or you can't find that DD-214, our office helps you do that. Military retirements. We are trained to help individuals with their DoD military retirement packets if they need to apply for those. We can help with military upgrades for discharges or finding awards. I also encourage everyone to connect with vets.gov, and if you can Google e-benefits, those are two programs that will help you keep track of your benefits and stay abreast of the things you may be entitled to. We also, if you're using the VA healthcare system, get connected to My Healthy Vet. There are individuals at the VA that can help you connect with those or see our office. If you need help, call Veterans Crisis Line right away and they can refer you to the tools that are available 24/7. Also, if you're a senior who is going to be using Medicare, Senior Linkage Line is a wonderful tool to call, and we have those numbers at our office. We can get Veterans ID cards, so no matter what your service, if you served only for a few years, National Guard, and you would like an ID card for benefits or discounts, come see us and we can direct you how to get those, or you can go directly to vets.gov and apply for your own ID. We also have information on discounts. We certify your DD-214s, and we have a lot of information about veterans, events, and wellness. And again, keep in mind there are a lot of programs for families. There's family assistance out at Camp Ripley and a lot of others. So it's important not only for that veteran and currently serving service member, but for those families to connect with us as well. We want to help all of you. That's why we're here, for that Mayday, Mayday help, everyone. So here are the most important things that you need to keep in mind from today's little presentation. Bring in your DD-214 and your NGB-22 if you were National Guard. Those discharge papers are the most important thing that we should have at the county. So if you do nothing else, bring those in. Also, anytime that you move, report your address to us and also the VA healthcare system if you use that. If you have changes in marital status, or if there is a death or some type of change, contact us and we can go through those situations. Save your military records. I can't stress that enough. If you are someone who is serving now, don't rely on the automated databases to save your records. If you were treated for some kind of medical condition, get a copy of those records. Save your DD-214s, your pay information, because later on you may need those documents. Also, if you're retired, come and see us because we have information for you. If you all of a sudden have some type of situation where there's a medical change, there's another reason to come see us. So we've got lots of reasons and we want to help you. Make sure you give us a call at 632-0290, or you can give me an email. I do have a wonderful email distribution list that I send out periodic, actually probably once a week, a nice newsletter that keeps you up to date with everything that is happening in the VA world. So if you want to get connected and know of different events that are happening in our community, email me and I will add you to that distribution list. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you've learned a lot from this presentation. The big thing is to remember, if anything that you do at all is to bring in your DD-214 discharge paperwork, and if you're National Guard, bring in your NGB-22 form. Those are the most important documents, and give us a call. Our number is 320-632-0290. Have a wonderful day, and thanks again.